This is my story of how I reversed the arterial plaque in my carotid arteries in just 3 months. Just to roll back time a little bit, in February, my friend who was 58 years old died suddenly of a heart attack. I decided I'm going to get the CT calcium heart scan that his wife suggested everybody get. And I thought nothing of it until my score came back. My score was 500. 500 means it is the worst of the worst. Anything over 400 means your chances of a heart attack within 2 to 5 years are extremely high. I have severe blockage in my heart artery, 77%. One of them, 55% in another, 45% in another place. And I thought, when did this develop? And I'd always thought in medical school when I was in my 20s that I would have 30 to 50% blockage because there's one study about American soldiers, average age 22, during the Korean War. When they did the autopsy on their heart vessels, they found 5% of these young soldiers had up to 90% blockage. But on average, 70% already had some form of blockage, 5% or more. So upon learning that, I thought, okay, how did I eat? I ate a lot of McDonald's. I ate a lot of fried foods, a lot of junk food. And so I believed I would already have some, but then I started to eat organic, always exercising. I kept the exercise up. And even until now, I had to make a decision. What would I do? And every doctor friend of mine that I asked, including specialists, I had doctors warn me, tell me there's no way to reverse the plaque in your arteries because I had read a book 10 years prior. The title was Preventing and Reversing Heart Disease by Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn. And I'd read it and I was quite amazed, but his diet was pretty strict, a low-fat vegan diet, eliminated all the oils. And in 14 years out of 24 of these very severe heart disease patients, only one of them had a subsequent heart attack or stroke. I never even entertained the thought of going that extreme. But when I realized that my coronary arteries were 77% blocked, that book came to mind. And I thought maybe I could follow that protocol and reverse my plaques. In medical school, we're not taught that you can reverse heart disease. You would go on a typical cholesterol-lowering medication, a statin. I did seriously consider going on a medication, getting a stent, but I really wanted to try the natural way first. At the beginning of this year, my heart was in the greatest shape. So that was also the paradox that actually my heart was in such a bad shape and I didn't even know. I contemplated for hours and I decided I'm going to start the low fat vegan protocol with no oils, no fats. When I got my tests 5 weeks later, my LDL cholesterol dropped from 186 down to 84. My carotid ultrasound had shown that I had about 20% plaque. When I did the carotid ultrasound in 3 months, there was no more plaque, meaning I had reversed the age of my blood vessels from an 85, worse than an 85-year-old, to normal 55-year-old. So I'd reversed it at least 30 years. And if you look at the best studies with the best medications, it only reduces in 1 year 0.01 to 0.04. So in 1 month, I attained what the best drugs do, because my goal is to see if I can at least attain what the best patients of Esselstyn had, full reversal. But also, I'm looking at all the medical studies, in the past 30, 40 years that are proven to reverse plaque. And I wanted to help other people like me because I'm a doctor. My whole reason I became a doctor was when I was 14. I was ice skating on a Friday, went to my friend's house, and then slowly I couldn't move. It hurt me to move, even to feed myself. It hurt All my joints were getting arthritis. By the end of the night, I couldn't even walk. And I had this autoimmune disease that put me in the hospital for almost 3 weeks. While I was in the hospital, I decided I'm going to be a doctor to help other people. So I'm a doctor that started with disease and I have disease. And so I'm not only a doctor, I'm a patient, and I'm treating myself, looking at all these studies, and then once I see by firsthand experience what happens, then my question is, will my reversal protocol also help others? I ask each of you to get these tests that I briefly mentioned. Subscribe here or to my newsletter at ham.com if you want to learn more about my protocol. My newsletter talks about all the details in depth. These videos are more of an introduction.